Hey there traders, welcome back for episode 101 from the StockBandit.tv. It is the place you can always find trading videos to make you better. So in this video, what I want to do is talk about how the market's moving right now and really the lack of intraday momentum, meaning the momentum between opening and closing bells. Now, on the daily chart here, we're taking a look at the Nasdaq for starters. Clearly on the daily chart, there's lots of momentum. This market has just made a tremendous move just off the low set earlier this month. And it's just been running very consistently higher. Take a look at all these volume bars that are colored according to the price change. Lately we've had, well, you can count them up. Obviously there's very few down days. And even these two red bars like that we've seen here on declines have been incredibly minor pullbacks of only just a few points. This market is really struggling to produce intraday momentum. And so one thing that I've noticed in particular with the major indices is the Dow. Take a look at Tuesday's action, for example. This index was up 51 points. Okay, not a bad day, but we've seen a ton of 50-point moves roundabout. Very few triple-digit days throughout a lot of this rally here, and especially more recently. So what I wanted to do was take a look at something that kind of crossed my mind on Tuesday, which was to add the average true range indicator to this chart. And I'm going to go ahead and pin off these volume bars just so we're looking at price in the upper pane and we're looking at ATR in the lower pane. So what this does is give us a feel for how much the market is really moving. And as I zoom out on the time frame here, we see that last fall, for the Dow in particular, ATR was up here above 550 points, and we're at this point, I mean, let's just call it right in here. Let's just say here's where price was. We'll call it 9,000. Well, we're 800 points above that. Okay, so we've rallied almost 10% beyond that. And look at what the average true range has done. It's just continued to drift lower and lower and lower. So we're getting tighter and tighter ranges on a day-to-day basis. And so we're getting less and less volatility even though price is going up. Again, compare where we were back here with 550 point average true range days to where we are currently at higher levels with 111 point average true range. It's really incredible because generally as price goes up, the range is going to expand. Think of it in these terms. As the Dow sat at 9,000 and it rallied 1%, that was going to represent 90 points. Okay, now it's at 9,800, and if it rallies 1% from here, that's going to move 98 points, right? So 1% in each case is going to bring two completely different values. The higher price goes, the wider the range oftentimes we'll get, but instead we're seeing price rally. And just take the low set in March this year from where we were right here in ATR, 250 points. Now we're down less than half of that, even though this index has tacked on more than 50%. So it's really incredible to see this big disparity between the volatility and the amount of movement in the market compared to the persistent uptrend that is in place. And so as traders, what this does to recognize this is really help us to understand why very few stocks are making these kinds of moves. Here's just some random stock, MPG, making a gigantic move. This thing's almost tripled here over the past 6 sessions. So that's an explosive move, but by and large, we're not seeing a lot of explosive moves like that in the higher price stocks. Stocks like Nike, here's one that just cleared a very important high. The previous high it cleared, and it's doing it in a really reluctant manner. So price is clearing, and it's breaking out through a resistance area here, but it's doing it very sluggish fashion. And as traders, especially breakout type traders, it's been a really different type of market to try and adjust to, as prices don't bust through key levels and just take off and run. Instead, they're just edging through those and kind of maintaining the strength, not really giving anything back, but making it really difficult to find a lot of momentum plays out there as price is moving out of certain patterns. And so I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I think it's very helpful to recognize the kind of market conditions that we're in. As traders, we've always got to be astute, and we've got to pay close attention to the environment that we're in and the conditions and how prices are moving under those conditions. And I think it's very helpful here to just kind of take a look at that ATR relationship and recognize that it's still shrinking, it's still contracting, even though price is rallying. And so at some point that's going to change, and it's going to shake up things a little bit better for us as traders. But the market and the trend is still higher, and we've got to continue to respect that and just trade it a little bit differently due to that decline in volatility that we're seeing along with that climb in price. So thanks again for joining me for this episode. I will be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.